sure.
Paul McCartney.
It sounded like you half said a word there.
Yeah, what was the word you were trying to
Fuck
say?
you.
Well, let's read the lyrics and find out what Paul McCartney
Well, hang
has
on.
to say.
I gotta jump in here right on the top. So, firstly, you'll notice the absence of Chibs and the presence of Gavin.
That's right.
Yeah, everyone's moved up a rung in the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
Which
finally
means that-
usurped Chibs. He's been an arsehole from the start. We're really happy to see him gone. And fuck him, I think, is basically the take-home message.
It's
from this
actually,
episode.
it's actually like we should probably bring up why Chibs is no longer with us. I can probably explain it best. What happened was we were at school and we were all at lunch and we're playing a game of handball and he was the king and then he got knocked out, so we had to go all the way to the back of the line.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we won't see
and
him
he's-
amongst the year sevens for a long time.
yeah, and his AIDS was flaring up too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
He's
that.
got the
I forgot
AIDS
about
real
that, I forgot
bad.
about that.
He also
Yeah.
walked under a bus, and what happens next might surprise you.
He was actually standing on a
actually-
train platform, and someone was listening to a podcast near him. And when they, for some reason, they just
Very
snapped and
suggestively,
pushed him. They
yeah.
pushed him in front of a train for some fucking reason. You know?
But he says it feels really
that?
good, and he might see you next week. So
Bloody Brendan at it again.
Brendan's gone and committed a fucking matter there.
all right, let's get these lyrics. I'm going to hand over to Zab,
Oh,
who's going to read the lyrics.
All
There'll be
right.
time
I just
for-
needed.
there'll be time
I'm
for chat
trying
later.
to. I'm trying to just sort out the stuff right at the top because
Sorry.
like we need to get some things in place.
There's
in
one
order
leader
for this to
here.
work.
It is me.
Yeah, but the thing
Look at
is,
me. I'm the captain now.
we all need to understand our roles, right? So with Chibsy not here, someone's going to take up the role. It's big shoes to fill. Chibsy does a lot, right?
Yeah.
Someone needs to take up the role of saying really vulgar things. And I thought maybe we could go around the group and all say a vulgar thing each.
Okay. All right.
And-
Okay.
And whichever one's the vulgarist.
Vulgarist.
All right, so who wants to go first?
I mean, I'm the guest. I feel like I got to step in and just sort of like just
okay.
leap off the bat.
I feel that.
Let's just say that. Okay, so we're doing "Fuck You" by Paul McCartney.
No.
Fuck.
Fuck.
That's what I said. I said fuck. Anyway, 76 when this song was recorded. I would just love to see him put that 76-year-old fist right inside the. Pay big money to see it. I'd pay big
Thanks
money.
for tuning in to 1001 Songs That Make You Want to Die. Subscribe on Facebook, Spotify, Twitter.
All right, what do you got, Zav?
Roll
Let's
credits.
get-
Okay. Yeah, mine's real. It's real, let's just say I love beer so much that if it was to pour into Paul McCartney's.
Well, you guys have gone a different way about this. I've thought of just something really vulgar. It's unrelated to the song.
Go for it. What do you got?
I want to. You guys directed your vulgar stuff at Paul McCartney, and I just thought, what's really bad?
Stab it.
All right,
Ryan-
I don't.
Ryan,
Any
I don't
orphan
actually
in
want
particular,
to.
or what if you actually get
Oh.
like a super fucking like a Bruce Wayne orphan that's like gone and trained heaps hard about not getting stabbed and shit? You haven't thought this through, Dan.
No, I don't. No, yeah, I haven't.
I feel like
No,
an
I
orphan's
don't.
going to be able
No, I
to defend
haven't.
himself.
I just thought it would be a bad thing to say. I'm
That's
sorry.
fair, that's fair, I liked it. Ryan, what you got for
Sorry
it?
if there.
What do you got, Ryan? Finish
Do
this
you
off.
reckon? Do you reckon when Princess Leia was chained up to Jabba the Hutt and like off camera? Do you reckon he?
Yeah, I don't think there needs to be a fuck. I think the Pope's Catholic for that one, champion.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I mean, she did kiss her brother, so
Yeah, frisky woman. Bit of a fucking nympho, I reckon.
I feel like hang on. So who won out of that? Because I feel like maybe all four of those combined equal one of Chibs's generic
Yeah.
vulgar
We'll go
remarks. I
with
feel like
that.
we've each got to take a swing throughout this
Yeah.
whole episode to try and live up to Chibsy's level.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's all fill Chipsy's gigantic shoes and
Gigantic
let's
hole.
move on. Yeah.
Gigantic hole. He does have a gigantic hole. I've seen it.
Let's fill it.
With these lyrics.
All right. Okay, verse one. I'll go verse one and then pre-chorus because they're pretty much the same thing, and then we can have a chat. So verse one. Come on, baby, now let me look at you. Talking about yourself, try to tell the truth. I could stay up half the night trying to crack your code. I could stay up half the night, but I'd rather hit the road. On the night that I met you, I was on the town on the night that I met you. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's a lead in. That's a it's not just like that's it. It's like, the night that I
This
met
is
you.
the same. This is the same man that wrote "Hey Jude."
The long and winding road.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be the crux of this episode. This is very much a Fall from Grace song.
Yes.
It's
We're pretty sure that he didn't write these lyrics. I'm pretty sure that he did not write any of these lyrics.
yeah, that's got to be correct.
I'm
I don't know if
almost
it had
convinced.
anything to do with this song at all,
No.
except for
No. See,
perhaps
I reckon
being
he
in the
definitely
studio.
did write these lyrics, but no one stopped him.
So you think this is what
Oh
a
yeah, because
76-year-old
everyone's like,
thinks?
music,
Yeah.
musical royalty. We can't stop him. He's a fucking
Yeah.
genius. Let's see what he comes up with, and then it's this, and you're like,
Well, I thought I'd write some songs, and come on, baby, now, let me look at you, and talking about yourself. Oh, sounds really good, Paul. Sounds really good. Please let me continue working with you. Yeah, I thought I'd play a little bass guitar on this one,
Ryan has been waiting for weeks to fucking do this.
He's
episode.
absolutely
Very
he's
good.
been practicing, no doubt.
just a little song that I wrote.
That was so much more George and John than it was.
Yeah,
Paul.
I'm sorry, I'm slipping.
I'm slipping. Quit while
No,
you're ahead.
my John's like very nasal, very John Lennon. And then Paul's really down here.
What about show us your Ringo?
Ringo
I can't
sounds
do
like
Ringo.
the guy from
Show
Thomas
us
the Tank
your
Engine.
Ringo.
Show us your Ringo.
Get your Ringo out.
I'll get a run up. Do we have anything to say about these banal lyrics though?
These ones,
I mean, maybe it was the case that no one stopped him because maybe when he wrote like the line "Hey Jude," it was something that maybe someone was like, "It's a
Hey,
bit
Jude.
boring." Like,
Cool
"Hey
dude."
Jude, what are you doing? Hey Jude, like it's a song. Why are you saying hey to someone?" And then it became like the biggest song ever. So people are used to just letting him have a lyric that sounds like nothing because it's probably going to be something that turns into a huge song.
I don't really know any. I don't really know any old people who, like, I don't know. Like any old person I've ever known has been on like at least 4 or 5 drugs a day just to like keep them alive. The only thing I'm
Viagra,
thinking
man.
of is when he's saying I could stay up half the night. I'm just thinking like that's because he's probably double dosed on his daily pills. And
All
he's
right.
because like if he doesn't take them, he's just gonna fucking either die or fall asleep.
Yeah,
I feel like that.
I reckon.
Yeah, sorry, go Sub.
Right. I was just gonna say, like if I was in a position to produce the song and this lyric came up, I'd be saying like, can stay up half the night. That's a little bit half-hearted, like half. But like,
Go to bed at
why
midnight.
not make the point of saying like I could stay up all night? Like you're not really demonstrating that you actually like you really want to do this thing. I can stay up half the night.
Yeah, 12:30.
It's like
Yeah.
I could
Yeah,
stay up
it's-
for the
it's
majority
like-
of the night.
If there's an
It's like
assignment
if-
that you need to do and you stay up for half the night and then just fucking give up, then you didn't really need it done, did you? If you stay up all
Yeah.
night and get that fucking thing done.
Oh
that
man, last night I pulled a half nighter.
yeah, it's
Well,
not
the
it's
thing
not
is-
something that makes you everyone did a half nighter. Like whatever.
Yeah.
I do a half
Yeah,
night
I
every
watched
night.
that episode. I went to bed after Game of Thrones as well. So what?
So
I
was
wanted
gonna
to
say-
talk about. Sorry, Gav. Just quickly, the first 2 lines. Come on, baby, now let me look at you. That's vaguely threatening, isn't it?
I was just about. That was exactly my point. I was
Sorry.
going to say
Let me look.
that whole first verse is a little bit sinister. So look on. We'll talk about that. Come on, baby, now let me look at you. Sounds like she's not letting him look at him, and he's insisting. Talking about yourself, trying to tell the truth. That sounds like just a little bit creepy.
Now she's like, yeah, it's definitely like she's like, oh, somewhere to be.
Like, tell the truth. Yeah, I know. I can stay up half the night trying to crack your code. It's like she doesn't want her code cracked. Clearly, just fucking
Yeah.
let her go.
And she's
Just
like,
stay up
oh.
half the night, and he's like, but I'd rather hit the road. Well, you probably should hit the fucking road. Stop being a creep. It's weird.
Oh,
Just
I've
back
just
on-
discovered. Sorry, Sav.
Yeah, go on, man.
Paul
Yeah.
McCartney himself has done an annotation on Genius.com
Oh, really?
for this line.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I've read
I didn't
these.
catch
Would you
this.
like to hear it?
I'd love to.
Yes.
I'm not going to do the voice anymore. I'm sorry.
Please.
I'm finished with the voice.
No, you have to. You actually have to. Otherwise, this episode's cancelled.
Certain songs are kind of written in advance of your recording sessions, and certain other songs you make up in the studio, and you're just thinking of ideas as you go along. Yeah, clearly, Paul.
I'm really. It was good, but you didn't do the on the end of along.
Along. That is the George Harrison thing to be like, I wrote a song.
Yeah. By the way, Paul McCartney's done all the annotations on this song.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Fuck, how did
So-
I miss
so
this? That
went
would have been a
through-
gold mine. I've really
Not that
fucking dropped
busy.
the ball on my research here.
Well, I actually read that. I'm like, certain songs are kind of written in advance of your recording session. Other certain songs you just make up in the studio. You're just thinking of ideas as you go along. I actually thought that was a witty comment from someone else. I'm like, someone,
Got him.
That was a
someone's
sick
implying
burn.
that he didn't really put any time into writing this. Then I was like,
Oh, wait.
some idiot named Paul McCartney. Ooh.
Let's move on because we need to get to this chorus.
I just had one real quick. Zav does the math real quick because,
yep.
I'm still Zav, so I'm still here, so I still got to do my thing, on top of the other things.
All right.
Yeah,
So
have
much
to
Am
take
I
it-
getting a slight raise for this episode? Is that well, we'll talk about it later. We'll
Yeah.
talk to the accounts team later.
You guys are getting
No
paid?
accounts team. I could stay up half the night, so the night usually starts about 6 o'clock and runs until about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So let's say he's staying up half the night. He's literally going to bed at midnight.
Yeah.
That's about fucking standard.
Yeah, when you're fucking
I know.
78,
Yeah.
76.
Yeah.
It's just,
When
no
you're
effects have
76,
got a
the
song.
chances of him waking up are actually getting slimmer and slimmer, so I don't know.
Mm. Well, let's move on
Didn't
then.
like that one, Ryan.
Ah, the advance of death, the sweet
Yeah.
embrace.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
Someone said I heard a thing today that
if
it runs on a conveyor belt of life, and that makes me very sad.
Conveyor belt of life.
Yeah,
conveyor belt, eh?
And just stops at the end, just falls off.
no, into the furnace.
Oh, fair enough. Or a deep hole.
Some peanuts fall off the conveyor belt before it reaches the furnace.
The lucky
just life.
bastards.
Mm.
Where was I going with the next bit? Oh yeah, the chorus.
Yeah,
Let's talk about
of
the chorus. All right. I just want to know how you feel. Want a love that's so proud and real. You make me want to go out and steal. I just want it. Fuh you. I just want it. Fuh you.
All right, so this line, man, this gets me. I just want to know how you feel. I want to love this so proud and real. You make me want to go out and steal. Yeah,
So
no,
I want to.
It's got
I
no
got a
place there.
message
It's got no
for
place.
you. No, I got a message for you, Mr. McCartney. Right, going out and thieving is not a way to display your affection for someone.
Especially
And-
Dan would know this.
That's right. I've done my share of thieving.
Can we
and I
also
tell
talk
you,
about-
You may get on house arrest, Paul. You may get on house arrest, and it's not very fun because you have to stay at home more than you would wish to.
Actually, there's a genius annotation here that says that Paul says that being the richest rock star of all time with a net worth of, we'll say later,
Mm.
the desire to steal has not been in me for 60 years.
Yeah,
So
I was going to bring up his net worth at this comment.
No,
I'm
get to that.
glad you're putting the stopper in it. That's I
Mm.
would have jumped the gun on that a little.
Yeah, let's not jump the gun, Gavin.
Either way,
Come on,
motherfucker.
It's
mate.
becoming a
rich.
little bit of a.
He's rich.
It's becoming a bit of a segment that I keep winning. By the way, so it's sort of like, what's the net worth, and I'll just like nail it. And everyone be like, Dan, you're so good at net worth. So I'm like, yeah, but I'm actually really poor.
But yeah, sorry, that was a really weird way of me saying that the fucking guy wants to go out and steal. He's one of the richest people on the planet.
That's like fucking Winona Ryder. Didn't she get done shoplifting when she was at the height of her, fame
Yeah.
and riches? She, more of a devious desire sort of thing. Yeah, fucking get out there and just steal some shit. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, I wonder what he would steal as well.
Have you ever stolen anything? Who's it? You ever stolen anything from the shops or anything? I don't know. I've got a funny feeling that Ryan hasn't, but maybe
I've
I'm
actually
wrong.
done the
Yeah,
opposite the other
maybe,
day. I
maybe.
was at Woolies, right? He's a funny one. I was at Woolies and I brought my own bags with me. And I was getting the bag out of the trolley to chuck into the weighing bay, we'll call it.
Yep.
And accidentally what happened is on the way through it scanned the bag. and so the 15-cent bag came up and I just thought, well, you know what? Fucking they could probably do with the extra 15 cents. I'll give it them.
So Wooly stole from you.
Yeah.
So
You want 15 cents, I'll give it you. So I didn't even do anything. I gave 15 free cents to Woolworths.
15 cents to Woolworths.
Lord
Jesus.
knows
Yeah.
they need it.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I actually stole a human organ once.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna
What
need
was
that.
it?
I'm gonna need that story immediately, please. Right now.
Yeah, I recently stole Naomi's
Oh,
heart.
you wanker!
You're
I
a
was so
bastard.
excited for a morgue. I was like, there's a morgue in this fucking story. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, fuck! I hate you so much.
Yeah, it's fucking sick, eh?
Should we address the elephant in the room? Are we going to address the elephant in the room
I
now?
think we're gonna
or
have
wait
to now. He's
till
fucking
the
brought it
end?
up.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this elephant doing in the
He
room?
just wants to fuck this person, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, look, we got to
He's
get
not
to
saying
this.
it.
Man.
He's not. It's obviously spelt. I just want it for you. So for you. But the
So
way
hang on.
he
So
says
for
it,
anyone listening to it, anyone listening to it wouldn't know, but the lyric is spelled F-U-H. I just want to fuck
F-U-H.
you. Like, is it we saying for you? And I think that's why
Yeah.
he brought in the steal lyric while we're on that. He's saying, you make me want to go out and steal. I just want it for you. You know, would be, I
Yeah.
think, the implication.
the problem is he's saying I want it, not wanna.
Yeah, I was today years old when I realized that he wasn't saying I just want to fuck you, which I always thought was ridiculously terribly bad.
I mean, it is
But
still.
upon reading I just want it for you, I was like, oh, so is he saying I want it for you with some slang?
Yeah, yeah.
Hang on, what's
I've
the
got-
actual...
Can I read you the quote
Yeah,
that
okay.
pertains to this? Okay, so this came about during recording when McCartney sang "I Just Want to Shag You" as a joke. Amused, he decided to make it questionably whether the listener could hear the words "for you" or "fuck you" in the finished song.
Ah, very good. Yeah,
So
yeah.
now we know.
Yeah.
That's fucking gross.
Mm.
It's a bit fucking gross.
What? But why is it gross?
He's
He's
old. He's really old.
70,
Yeah, but
he's
what do you
76 at the time of
Could you?
recording.
But like even
what do you think you're going to be doing at 76, Bev?
No, but look, the target demographic for this song is clearly not
and you.
76-year-olds. It's not some fucking. It's like he wrote this as a. You know, obviously he didn't write this in its entirety. He obviously had the help of Ryan Tedder, which I'm sure we'll get to as well. But this was meant to be a big fucking hit of the summer young people song in 2018.
yeah, he was trying to get a hit out of
He
it.
was trying to get a hit, and then it's just like talking
But
about
that's the
I wanna
thing,
fuck
it's
you.
like-
This is a song recorded for young people. By
Could you imagine
a
if
very
Justin
old person.
Bieber sang that, or like fucking anyone, Zayn
Yeah.
Malik or whatever? Like,
If you
even
seek
them
Amy.
singing it would be cringy.
Yeah.
But what,
yeah.
like, to go back to my question, what do you think you're going to want to be doing when you're 76 and all you've got to offer the world is a wrinkly dick, and that's all you've got? You've got nothing. You can barely move. You've just got this wrinkly old saggy dick. Like, what do you think you're going to want to do?
Actually, I kind of empathize with the man because, like, it's kind of like he's just what he's known for. Like, I honestly, like, I can't be getting into like what he's known for. Everyone knows. We don't even fucking have to go. I love the Beatles so much.
You do though.
But yeah, like he's obviously so associated with them and Wings and all sorts of shit, and it's like he just wants fucking. It's like when you're 55 years old and you want to take up golf. It's like you've got all these other things. And you're like, I just want to try something new. Just let me try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very clearly him. It's just been a bit cheeky, but it just comes
Yeah.
across not so much as like a little wink to the camera, but like, ooh.
It's a bit on the nose. It's a bit on the nose.
bit on the nose.
Yeah, well, I wrote a comment today that was sort of like bringing up all these Beatles lyrics where just like, hey, they've been doing this all along. Like they've been, what do they call it, double entendres or
Play on words. They've been doing a lot
Well,
of
the worst
puns.
that ever got
Yeah.
was, why don't we do it in the road? No one will be watching us. Why don't we do it in the road? Which is still a little bit like, thinly veiled. And it's a silly, stupid song as well. Not a pop 4-chord, barnstormer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're pretty much done with the lyrics. Is that right? Like,
No,
there's
it's
not
verse
really-
two.
There is a
Oh.
second verse buried in there.
lyric.
All right, hit us with verse 2. Go on.
All right, verse 2. Come on, baby, now. Help me work it out. I won't let you down, so you don't need to shout. I could stay up half the night playing with your head. I could stay up half the night, but I'd rather go to bed.
This is
Relatable
like
content.
this is
Relatable
ghost.
fucking
This is
content.
ghost and toast territory.
Yeah.
Life. Life.
This is Black Fingernails Red Wine Downtown. Fucking shit.
I don't know if
rhyme
anyone's ever
just
going to
do
hear
it.
that episode, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, if you're
What
listening,
episode
Eskimo
hasn't come out
Joe.
yet? Calm down.
It might not
We're
ever.
talking about Chief.
Yeah. That line, I could stay up half the night playing with your head. Just makes me think that like
The Rubik's
he's
Cube,
got
wasn't
like a ping pong paddle. Just like stay still. Just like
Well,
ping pong paddle.
that's a
up
lot more
against the
mild
forehead.
than where I was going with that, because what I assumed here is now it's kind of like, even though it's not, I feel like it's what she's saying back to him. You know, he's a bit aggressive. She's like, "Help me work it out. I won't let you down, so you don't need to shout." And then she's like, "I could stay up half the night playing with your head." I can just imagine her just flicking his little fucking old
His
man dick,
saggy
just
old knob.
flicking it.
Fuck, I really like that as a sort of a call and response.
Yeah.
First versus him, second versus
And
her.
he's like,
I
"Oh,
that.
come
Hey,
on, love. Come on, love. Let's do it." I don't know what that is, but
Oasis.
yeah.
All right.
And he's
Calm
like,
down.
"I can stay up half the night." And then she's like, he's like, "Come on, let's do it. And she's like, I want to go to bed, Paul. Like, I'm pretty good at it."
I'm pretty good, Paul. Soz.
Mm.
Well, if that is meant to be a call and response, and this is the female counterpart talking, it's not delivered well because
It's not at all.
you
No.
put the song on and you hear "Come on, baby, now." You get an actual woman to do it, or someone a different voice to like that. I don't buy that. That's not. a
Come
call and
on,
response.
granddaddy
I
now.
don't think that's what
Help
was
me
meant,
work
but it'd
it
be
out.
funny if it was. I'd like it if it was. That'd be funny.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it would make a bit of sense for sure.
I like the line, "I won't let you down, so you don't need to shout."
Ha!
Oh.
But yeah, apart
maybe
from that, it's kind of all repeated here and there, and fucking that's really it.
We also
Yeah.
have the bridge, and every
Oh,
day,
and every day, in every
in every
way,
way,
and every
every
day,
in
in every way.
That's the
It sounds.
Oliver
If you
Twist
say it like
version.
that, it kind of sounds like a Slim Dusty song. And every day, in every way, the kookaburra sits every day in every way.
You know,
And
that,
every day, and every way.
that's John Williamson. Yeah.
And every day,
The internet.
I just
the
wanna
international
know
listeners who John
how
Williams-
you feel.
Pour
Want
a
to love
schooner
it
on
so.
my for beer. Oh, I don't fucking know.
That was
Make
great,
me
Xavier.
wanna
Great.
go out and steal.
Pretty good.
That's fucking excellent.
Boom, dicka, boom, ding.
I just wanna fight you.
Dan Southern. I'm like.
It would be
just wanna
spoken
find
word
you.
in that part, wouldn't it?
It
Yeah.
would be too.
I'll tell
Shit.
you that much. I just want to fire you.
Can we start a fucking John Williamson tribute band? That's hilariously good. You were actually
Yeah, give me a-
spot on there.
Give me a song. Oh, yeah, all right, I'll go on for you. Ready?
All right.
I'm open for singing things in the style of John Williamson. So if you ever want to just hear it, just request
Just
Can you
that.
hit with Life by Desiree?
Oh yeah, let me do this one first.
Yeah, you go for it.
So, oh baby, baby, how was I supposed to know something wasn't right? And oh baby, baby, I shouldn't have let you go.
Go.
Show me what you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now. Because
No, you've listened to too much John Williamson. If you can hit
For
it
those
that
of
well.
you listening who aren't Australian, John Williamson is kind of like the Bruce Springsteen of Australian music.
Yeah.
The absolute
Right there.
bloody workhorse.
The,
is
like
what
you got
I'd call him.
Americana, we got Australiana, and that's
Yeah,
John
and
Williamson.
that's him.
Yeah.
Christ.
Ah,
Rip, rip,
all right.
woodchip.
that's my man.
Yeah.
Who are we
Um,
talking about?
Rip,
Ah,
rip, woodchip, turn it into pie.
No.
Sorry, all right, I'm done.
All right.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about production in this one before we move on. So obviously Ryan Tedder was involved in this, who we have spoken about before. Too Late to Apologize.
So yeah, he was the front man for One Republic.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying it's too late for him to apologize for this piece of shit.
Oh, right.
Very good.
Yeah.
I love that we
Nicely
still got
done.
those jokes.
Nicely
Yeah.
done. Strolled
Sorry,
right
just
into
trying-
that, didn't I? Yep.
Trying to fill your shoes there, Chibs. Yeah, so he was involved in this, and obviously Paul didn't think he had it in him to shit out lyrics like this on his own, so
Oh,
enlisted
man.
some help.
Are you sure you want to do this, Bev? Like you're this is potentially the only thing that Paul McCartney might hear you say.
About him. That's
Yeah.
actually very true. I had this.
It actually
I had
is,
that exact thought earlier, and I thought to myself, "What if Sav and Ryan spent a full hour just talking shit about Paul McCartney, and he fucking heard it?" And those two who worship the shit out of him.
Okay, all right. Well, this is my big chance. Paul McCartney, if you're listening, explain yourself.
He's doubled down.
Really?
You gotta
I
respect
mean,
it.
I definitely felt the same, and then I talked about drinking beer out of his dirty bum hole. So I feel like I've already gone too far, but I don't know. He could be up for it.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a fucking, he's a bit of
To be
a.
fair, if he
yeah.
did put the podcast on it,
The older Paul McCartney
getting
gets-
a child, I think he'd probably
Yeah.
would have tapped out
Yeah.
pretty quick.
The older Paul McCartney gets, the more he starts acting more like a child. I think, like he's definitely getting a lot cheekier.
Regressing.
It could be the old age and the, dementia
But
kicking
yeah,
in.
did anyone have any notes about sort of
On
the
production.
musical sort of production side of it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, absolutely massive chorus. Like, and if you completely
Yeah.
wiped out, and it was funny because I was listening to this, and my much better half sort of like heard it, and she knew that it was the song that I was listening to for the podcast. She was like, "This song is fucking dreadful," but that's a huge chorus. And
Yeah,
I was like, "You actually won't guess who this is." And she like I had to give her about 10 hints, and she eventually she was like, "Get the fuck out! Is it actually Paul McCartney?" And it's exactly that. If this was not a Paul McCartney song, if you told me that who sings that fucking, we should do that song. Who sings that shotgun song? I'll be riding shotgun.
Oh, it's
Guy's name.
I'll be riding shotgun.
Williamson.
I'll be
John
riding-
Williamson.
That's a John Williamson song. Yeah.
Where the fuck's me shotgun?
Whatever the fuck that guy's name is, it sounds like it might be a track from him. Like, and it's one of those like classic big hit of the summer.
Well, yeah, it's
Fucking-
like it's one of those. What do you call it, Dan? The T
The classic T.
classic T. It's one of them, like the 4-chord
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
any musician worth his salt could shit one of those out real quick.
Yeah.
But that being said,
And it's just sort
it
of
is
like
a massive chorus, and it. I think as far as production probably is the highlight of this track. It
Oh,
actually,
yeah. They didn't
Ryan
go
Tedder
wrong there.
actually has done a fucking good job of it. It's a well produced track,
Yeah.
overproduced.
Yeah, yeah.
obviously,
If John
but
Paul and George and Ringo got on this one, it wouldn't sound very good at all. I think.
Mm. Ryan Tedder though, and
yeah,
it's
he-
great.
What do you think about the
Real
like?
fifth
I mean, this is autotune talk. What do you like? I'm assuming this is autotuned.
Not
not like
has,
T-Pain auto.
Paul McCartney has been using autotune for like a while.
has he?
It's no surprise.
Oh, so this wouldn't be like one of the first times he's used it,
No, I'd say he's been using it since the late 90s.
right? Because I thought to
Yeah.
myself, the dude's, circa 68 or whatever when they first started recording and stuff. He's gone through all these years, and what do you feel? What must he feel like when he comes to the recording studio and starts laying down some stuff and they're tuning it? Like, do you think they do it in secret without him knowing? And he's like, "Oh, I sound really good, don't I?" Yes, you do. Yes.
I
Yes, sound Paul. real Yes,
good, don't I? Yeah, fucking oath I do, mate.
Sound the same since I did in '68. Well, I don't know. I can't do his voice, Bev. So
That's all right. I'll let it fly. Okay, so let's tell you just a little bit of info about this song. There's not much really. "Fuh You" is the second single from Paul McCartney's 2018.
Oh, fuck you too, then,
album.
Ryan. Fuck, don't just fuck you me. Like,
I'm surprised it's taken us this long to make a joke there.
It
Sorry,
was,
I
bound
just-
to-
I
it was
fucking
coming
lied.
eventually. There it is.
He just wants it for you. So
Oh.
it was 2018 album Egypt Station, written by and produced by Paul McCartney and Ryan Tedder, which we said before. A little bit about how this song performed. Not that well, to be honest. I think we're post the sort of, the charts being like the charts, if you know what I mean. So this one charted in Belgium and Russia and peaked at 36 and 37 on the US adult alternative and US hot rock charts,
Whole
respectively.
alternative.
Yeah. So
Has
no,
been
like-
alternative.
I think it kind of fell flat.
Mm.
And I did want to talk about, like, not long before this, Paul was sort of back in the charts with 4 5 Seconds, which is
Well, that was the same album, wasn't it?
no, this is pre that. I don't think Paul even put that on an album.
Oh, I thought.
But having said that, he did perform it live last time he came out to Australia on his tour, which is pretty ballsy of him.
Yeah.
You know?
And it kind of went off.
Pretty
I was
ballsy
there.
on him.
I was there.
Yeah, it
was
did
good.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
His version's kind of cool.
You guys saw that live?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
We saw the song live.
pretty.
I'm really, really disappointed. You know, out of all the things that I could have seen at a Paul McCartney concert, I was really, really disappointed that Ryan Tedder wasn't there.
Yeah. He
I
was
was
there.
kind of
in
waiting
spirit.
for him to do a bit of a,
Big
too
draw
late to
card.
apologise, a bit of a cameo.
Yep.
But that didn't happen.
This was pre that though. This was like what 16, 17? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Gavin,
Yep.
did you watch the video for this song?
Not only did I watch this video, I summarized it in a really neat little package to deliver
Beautiful.
after. I don't know if there's going to be
I just like how Ryan is here, but Gavin's being Ryan.
It's too much to do. So I thought I'd.
Oh, my name's Dan. He's got a net worth of
Oh, are we doing net worth? I forgot the net worth.
No, that's
wait.
after the video. That's after.
Nothing.
Well,
Okay.
I'm
all right,
sure we'll get
sweet.
Do you even know the orders? Do you even listen to this
No,
podcast?
no,
'Cause
I
I
don't.
don't.
I don't know if you put that little film clip summary song in there because that I think specifically mentions you, Ryan, doesn't it? I think it'll be a bit out of place to have.
Would you like us to sing it instead?
Yeah, fire away.
Well, the real voice is Dan, so I'll just give you the beatbox.
This is fucking.
What are we
happening,
doing?
honestly. Yeah,
The theme song for Gavin.
go on.
Here's the video facts from A to Z, and the cover notes are straight from Gavin P. It's a terrible song, and I know you agree. It's the music video summary.
It's the music video summary.
with Gavin.
With Gavin P.
So Gavin, are you going to hit it, or are you going to do something else like smack it?
I might
It's
smack
done.
it.
It's been hit.
It's been hit. All right, we're
That was
fucking
it.
hitting it. But I just got to
Oh,
say
did
that
you
I'm
already
making,
hit it? I didn't hear any of what you guys just said.
whatever you just did. That's my ringtone. I'm
I'm kidding. I heard all of it.
All right, so watch the film clip. The opening scene of an angry mother interrupting a prepubescent kiss is somehow the least cringe-inducing part of this film clip. Shot entirely in black and white, a lip-syncing 12-year-old boy marches through the city streets, bringing to mind the skinheads of the This Is England film and television franchise. I apologize. However, instead of engaging in drugs, alcohol, and racist tirades, the young protagonist proceeds to be a bit of a twat by interrupting a game of soccer, stealing some food off a girl on the street, and in a scene reminiscent of yet another big screen skinhead icon stomping on a gutter. This entitled little bastard is a whisker away from committing a hate crime and should be ashamed of himself.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, not bad.
Well
Not
done.
bad. Good size. 2 seconds in.
I didn't have anything really specific to mention in this sort of podcast. Oh, sorry, podcast. Nothing at all. In this video, because nothing really happens of note. But I did want to talk about how just as creepy as a 78-year-old man talking about wanting to fuck someone, also a 12-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got to gauge that guy. Did you guys think I was, because I just came up with 12 there. I thought that was probably about right. He looks about 12-ish. Am I? Yeah, he's in that bracket. And he lip syncs the whole song. And it's creepy, like you said, creepy coming from a 76-year-old. It's fucking just as creepy coming from a 12-year-old with a 76-year-old's voice.
It's just, I feel like they could have got a better actor. Don't you think?
To be funny,
Like, again, he's meant to be an awkward. Yeah.
I
Go
thought,
on.
lip syncing an entire song like to your face, and the one thing they always pan to his back for without him actually having to lip sync is the "Fuh You" part. So like you never see him actually say that. But
Yeah, right.
as far as his actual facial expressions goes, I did think he actually, this is a weird job. Imagine showing up to work that day as a 12-year-old and this is what they ask you to do. Can you just lip sync this full fucking Paul McCartney song that's a bit creepy? I thought he did not. I thought he did a pretty good job. He didn't do it terribly. He's got an expressive little face.
About, who the
That's
fuck
not
is
that
Paul
weird. I
McCartney?
get asked to do that at my job nearly every day.
Your job's weird, Dan.
I also work for myself, and look, I just got some strange urges.
and work with no one else.
A couple of things on the film clip front though. At 1 minute 37, he walks from left to right in front of a sort of a door that's been spray painted with 18C, and then at 1 minute 42, he walks from right to left straight back past the door that's labeled 18C. Within a 5-second spread, he walks past and then back past the same door in the opposite direction. It's like it's got the film clip sort of like feeling like he's got a roll on and he's like rolling through the streets and he's doing his thing. But then it seems as though at some point he just stopped and abruptly changed directions.
Do you reckon that's one of those Paul is dead clues?
He
well.
did.
We can only hope.
So I just watched that, Kev. It's like he's gone and he's like, yeah, I'm on my way. Oh shit, I forgot my keys. All right, I'm back.
It's within 5 seconds. He's fucking walking straight back past the door he just walked past.
There is
I
one that
feel
I
like-
want to.
Yep,
Sorry.
sorry.
He
Yeah, go on. Go on.
I'm trying
Fuck's
to get
sake,
to the same
guys,
door.
get it right. Where's Chips? If Chips was here, that wouldn't happen. For fuck's sake.
You go left, I'll go right.
Because he'd be
Here we go.
telling people to shut the fuck up.
Shut
So-
the fuck up.
He kisses the girl at the start. Mum comes out and tells him to fuck off. He starts walking, and she leans out the window and does the "call me" thing.
Yeah.
And then I can't find the timestamp now, but he's tap dancing along the gutter.
Yep.
And then
Towards
she
the
pops up
end.
again. Where? What? Is she next door? Is he just doing? He's in a cul-de-sac or something?
Yeah.
Does he? Hang on. Which bit? Okay. So
Oh
he's
yeah.
tap
So
dancing.
2 minutes, about 2:45. Have a look at that.
2:45.
She just appears out of nowhere and says, "Call me again." He's too busy, like rapper tap dancing.
Yeah,
then
I
he
see
appears-
that. I see that. He looks like he's just thought back to that as though stomping on this. That's what's so about this being a bit of a skinhead film whip. He's stomping on this gutter and he flashes back to this vision.
He grows
of
up to
her
be
being
Edward
like, "Call me."
Norton.
I strongly
Yeah.
suspect he's going to be either Edward Norton or Edward Furlong. One of the
One of the
two
Eds.
one of the two Eds in that film that was a neo-Nazi. He's going to be one of them. Statistically speaking, he is one of those two.
Statistic. What are the statistics?
We'll go into
50%.
another podcast.
Look, I just had a couple of things to say, a couple of facts about the video.
Yep.
The video was filmed at the top of Penny Lane. There's a set
Oh.
of shops at the top of Penny Lane, which I have been to. The shop where he steals the food. I've eaten some food from there,
Paid for it?
which
Paid
is
for it,
kind
did
of near the hairdresser's place. And then at about 1:56 to like 2 minutes ish, he walks just past the shops, and then he walks down past another couple of houses. And the house that he walks past is Ringo Starr's childhood home.
Ah,
That's
in-
cool.
There's actually a bit
I
of
figure, there you go.
hidden gems in there.
The
If you're not
dingle.
familiar.
Is that?
There's
Is that what
another
it is?
hidden gem. There's another little hidden gem for those playing along. If you'll scroll along to 3 minutes and 8 seconds, he's walking past what appears to be probably a pub, and there's 3 posters along the wall.
of
Those
Egypt
posters
Station on the
are
wall.
the cover of Egypt Station. Yeah.
Ah, clever.
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah. Also, at the end of the video, he gets home and suddenly it's nighttime. So he's been. And
Did he
all his
walk
mates,
around for
all
hours?
his
He's
mates
been-
are at the pub too. So
He's been staying up half the night, and now it's time to go to bed.
He's
took him
he's
all
been
night to
robbing
walk
and
home.
stopped.
Yeah.
Definite
all-
This Is
that's
England
all I pretty
vibes.
much
though.
have.
Definite.
Did anyone-
He's a bit of a skinhead. He looks like a fucking skinhead, doesn't he? As far as like a.
Oh,
you know,
I'm definitely
if
meant
you've
to be.
watched This Is England,
Yeah.
it's about a young guy who gets incorporated into the whole skinhead culture, and he's probably not that far off this guy's age. I don't
black and
know.
white too, isn't it? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it
Well,
is.
definitely the scene where they're all at the pub, like kind of trying to coerce him. Hey, you want to come and do some underage drinking? We're all for it. Come on in.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like,
Like,
this
that's
film clip's a lot
definitely
more
what they're
sinister
saying.
than it's getting credit for. I reckon.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, and also back to the skipping on the gutter. I reckon.
Skipping or stomping, Dan? Let's be real.
Well, you look,
He's
it
picturing-
comes across
he's
as
picturing
skipping because he looks
All
quite
sorts
happy
of
about
terrible people's faces being stomped on as he's marching along that gutter. But all right.
it. I reckon in the outtakes he definitely would have tripped up or down a few times because he's trying to say this. He's trying to say this freaking weird line. He's like, "I just want to." Oh shit! Like he's
No,
he's just gone
it's
down. He's
fuck,
trying to
not shit, it's
concentrate.
fuck.
Yeah, I just want to shit on you.
I don't know, dude. He's wearing his TNs. He must be fucking pretty gripped.
Pretty gripped.
I will say
any-
that since watching
yeah,
this, since watching this, you know, the research that I've done, it's been in my head for a solid day and a half. To be honest,
That's the
lodged
curse of
in
this
there.
podcast.
Ryan fucking Tedder, man. I don't like the song, but by fucking God, he's got it in there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did anyone have any YouTube comments for this one?
Yes, I had one.
Yep.
I don't know if it was just me looking too hard into it and making it funny, but where was it? Okay, here we go. From Skylar Fella. The comment is Paul McCartney making girls scream still since the 60s. And to me, it's kind of like he's doing a bit creepy and the girls are screaming to tell him to fuck off. Go away, Paul.
Anyone else?
No, I just saw a lot of like people defending him, just going like, "Hey, the guy is rock history legend. He can do whatever he wants. You keep doing you, Paul." All that sort of stuff. And then again, like people just sort of going like, the Beatles were kind of saying shit that was a bit like on the nose the whole time, and this is not really surprising.
Different. Yeah.
So yeah, I think most people are actually all for it.
I had another one. I just thought, in the spirit of how poorly we think this has been adapted to, the modern times. Incredible how even now he's evolving and adapting so well. And it's got so many likes, but I was like, I think that they're maybe taking the piss. I don't know.
Yeah, people are a lot more forgiving than I am with this kind of thing. I did have a YouTube comment I thought was quite humorous too, and same as you, Zav, I interpret it in many different ways. But this is from Lord Townicus 2 years ago. This man was in the Beatles. No shit.
There was another funny one. It was just like, he looks really young in this video. And I was like,
Yep. But fucking, are you trying to tell us a fact, or are you being like, are you saying like this is the shit that you put out, but this man was in the Beatles?
That's how it seems. Like it's just like it's like enough said. Like this guy was in the Beatles, and that's what he's doing with his life now. So there you have it.
Can I just say, I've just been scrolling through the comments just now, and to further my skinhead "This is England" rant, a comment posted by a gentleman named Obviously Hydrated, so he's clearly in of sound mind.
Had some water.
Everyone knows that this is the kind of kid to beat someone up outside of a gas station. That's a fantastic comment because it's fucking true.
I have just one more. So this kid kind of looks like a young Paul McCartney. Add a Beatle haircut to him, and he might even look identical. Pretty sure if you add a fucking Beatle haircut to anyone, they'll fucking end up looking like the Beatles.
They all look like each other at that point.
Yeah.
All right.
Paul, thanks for being here. No, it's Ringo. Whatever.
Same shit. Same shit.
him as
Actually,
well.
probably not Ringo, but yeah.
Anyone but Ringo.
All right. Do you guys want to try and guess Paul McCartney's net worth?
Is it legit a guess?
Yeah. I already know what it is, kind of.
I know it too. I didn't realize.
Well,
Yeah,
Gav, do you want to go first?
No. I absolutely know. I know his net worth.
Oh, okay.
I came across it.
Right.
In my research. I came across it, and I'm not going to guess. Obviously,
Dan Southern,
So
you're the
you're-
only one that doesn't know. So do you want to try and guess?
I can guess Dan
Yeah.
Southern's net worth. All right, let's go. I'm going to go. Oh, what day is it? Okay, we're recording this on a
It's
Tuesday.
not much.
We're recording this on a Tuesday. I'm going to go. Your net worth's probably $420.
I was going to say,
Blaze it.
I was going to say, don't think it's any more than triple figures.
So I'm in the pocket. I'm in the right ballpark. How are we looking?
Yeah.
You don't have to give me specifics, but say
You're actually really close because
hot
it's
cold
negative.
Oh, it's negative.
You're also about to have a wedding and a child, so it's about to
Yeah.
get real.
Negative $420. So you're actually pretty damn close, man.
All right. I mean,
I know. I'm gonna.
absolute value 420. There we go. All right.
I'm gonna say, look, I reckon it's in the 100 millions, and I'm gonna say 140 million.
It's a pretty good
Dollars.
guess. Pretty good
Okay.
guess.
So you're always very accurate with these, aren't you, Dan? You know
Always-
for being,
always very
known for being
accurate.
A bit of a sniper.
Not
I
a
gotta
fair
say,
shout,
All right, so
that
Paul
one.
McCartney's net worth as of 2019, $1.2 billion.
Billion.
Yeah. He's a rich man.
Far out.
That makes you want to go out and steal
Yeah.
someone else's wealth.
I want to go out and steal.
I didn't think
from
it was
Paul
in the
McCartney.
billions. I thought
He wouldn't miss
I
He wouldn't
wasn't
miss it.
there. Naomi was telling me the other night that Michael Jackson owned all the Beatles songs or whatever. Like he bought them.
He did, yeah.
Bought them.
Is that right? He bought the master.
That's a really funny story too. Because
No,
apparently-
not the masters. Sorry, he like owns. You know, if
publishing
they're
rights.
making anyone
Yeah.
money, if they're making someone money, they're making him money. What do you call that? Licensing.
published,
Publishing?
something like that.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Paul McCartney was like hanging out with Michael Jackson, and Michael's like, "Do you have any tips for sort of the biz and the industry, and Paul's like, yeah, get into like publishing and buying songs and stuff, and he's like, okay, I will, and then he bought all his songs.
Yeah, that's like a true thing that fucking happened.
yeah.
That's
But what did
amazing.
Paul think about that after the fact?
I wasn't happy.
Oh no.
He's just like, come on, baby, now.
Give my money back.
I have to go and steal.
Because Michael stole it.
It's a shame that
Right.
shame that he didn't write this song when Michael Jackson still had his masters, because that would have really stuck in his craw, I reckon.
Yeah.
Michael's like, yeah, I'll take all of them. Not that one.
Wasn't that what fucking David Bowie did when he was tied to some record label that was
Was it Dancing in the Streets with Mick Jagger?
I feel like Bowie was tied to some record label and he had to release a certain number of albums, and they all and before they'd release him from this contract, and so he released like 3 flop albums and then like in a row, really quick succession, and then as soon as he was free, he was like, and boom, Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah,
Or something like that. He just like he broke. free
Van
from the
Morrison's another
contract.
one that's done that kind of same thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know too much about it, so I'm not going to say anything more. Critical reception of Fuh You. This one, I like this one. This tickles me. Despite positive reviews for Egypt Station, Fuh You received largely negative responses from music critics. In a review of the album, Pitchfork wrote, where 4-5 seconds benefited from minimalism, Fuh You is a maximalist jumble of modernist nonsense in which producer Ryan Tedder forces Paul to follow his playbook. The Guardian wrote, there is still something depressing about a Paul McCartney song that sounds as if it was assembled on a latter-day pop production line, not least because it doesn't sound like the kind of undeniable smash that latter-day pop production lines occasionally come up with, but the stuff they palm off to pad out albums.
Oh, that's pretty fucking brutal, actually.
With that in mind, let's rate this shit.
Motherfuckers, this is it. Now it's time to rate this shit.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Zav. Oh, actually, sorry. This is the hardest bit. I got mad respect for Chibs. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being Eleanor Rigby by Paul McCartney, and 10 being Fuh You by Paul McCartney.
I just feel like
That's a confusing scale,
all the
man.
listeners who know how much I love the Beatles would benefit from my score being like last. Can
Okay,
someone
all right,
please
all
go
right,
before
sure.
me?
All right, Gavin, you're the
All right,
guest.
fuck it. So I went in on this one at probably what I would have considered a relatively conservative and lower than I would have initially thought, 6 out of 10. And I came up with that. So when I first started listening to this, I was like, I'm going low with this one, like high. Sorry, like I was picturing 8s or 9s. The more times I had to listen to it for this fucking podcast, the more of an earworm it got. I still don't like it, but it's not below a 5 where I actively like it. So I'm definitely in the dislike range, but I don't dislike it as much as I thought I would have by this phase. I'm going 6. I'm going 6, which means I definitely don't like it, but I don't fucking hate it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yep.
Dan Southern?
Yep.
yeah, I'm also a 6.
Okay.
Because to me, it's the I've said before, if it's below a 5, it means I would actually put it on.
Yeah.
Or like
Mhm.
if it
Good
came on,
scale.
I
That's a
wouldn't.
good scale.
Yeah, if it came on, I wouldn't turn it off. So I would turn this off if it came on, but I would turn it off less than what I would turn off something else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes,
If you had the
Not-
choice between this and a couple of other songs, you'd probably
Yeah. I reckon it's actually like, I mean, it is. Doesn't mean it's good, but it's super catchy.
Chorus gets it over the
Um,
line, man. It's a
mm.
fucking huge chorus. It really
Can't
is.
be
Yeah.
credited as playing harpsichord on this track.
What was that?
If you look at the personnel on Wikipedia, Paul McCartney plays bass guitar, harpsichord, piano, acoustic guitar, and Wurlitzer.
Not catch that. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's
what's
pretty cool.
Wurlitzer?
Yeah, there's also a fucking stick bass player. I don't know how the fuck that happens because you can't hear
Wurlitzer's
that.
like a Fender Rhodesy kind of electric piano.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm.
No, fair enough.
Do you want to go next, Sav, or do you want to go
Yeah,
last?
no, I'll go next. Yep. Yeah, no, yep.
Yep.
So yeah, look, the thing with Paul McCartney is like I'd probably crawl over the asshole of the last 5 men
John
in
Lennon.
success, like the 5th man to have shaken the 4th man to have shaken the 3rd man's hand of Paul McCartney just to get some of his DNA up inside me.
DMA.
DNA.
You'll enjoy his
Had a
next
couple of
song.
beers, mate,
Come
all
on
right,
to
like,
me.
until then. Yeah, look, he's a fucking absolute legend of the game. He fucking knows what he's doing. This song definitely, not that I've always been a bit of a snob, but I've always been very like reserved as to what I would listen to. And I normally, when I listen to something and I hate it straight away, then I'll never like it. With the exception these days of Dance Monkey, I will never like that song ever. But when I heard this, I was kind of like, you know what? This is a fucking old cunt who just is, fucking giving it a fucking red hot crack. And he's, he knows some people, and he's just got the most random he could have got anyone like good, like
Yeah.
he's obviously worked with Kanye and shit, but like he got Ryan Tedder, and Ryan Tedder's just like, fuck, I'm gonna fucking not ruin this man's career, but I'm gonna fucking,
I'm gonna take a good
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 swing at it.
crack.
Yeah.
good.
The first time I
you
heard it,
can't-
I just couldn't believe, like I couldn't believe it. Like I wasn't angry, I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. And yeah, I just didn't turn it off, and now it's like in my playlist. So I give it a 1.
You love it?
Okay.
I love it. It's a great song.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Fair enough. There you go. Yeah.
For me, it's a little bit like Game of Thrones. He starts out good, gets better. Hype is high. Hype is real high. Expectations. This is leading to somewhere. This is going to be the fucking best show ever made on television. There's that bit where he's like, if you think this is going to end well and you haven't been paying attention, you're like, fuck, it's going to be good. And then he releases Fuh You in the twilight of his years. And yeah. And then the fucking curtain comes down and the Wizard of Oz is just a man pulling levers. I hate it.
Yeah,
Fuck
it-
you, Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
What are you giving it? What are you giving it?
It's not a 10 though. It's like, there's a little bit of merit, so it's a 7 for me.
7.
Ooh, 7's like
That's
heaps
actually-
better
that's
than what
actually
I thought you were
better
going to
than
give. I
I
thought you were
like
not
it.
going to
Instead of
hesitate
hate,
10
I
there.
thought a hate
like-
was going to be 8 or above at least.
He's my old grandpa that I've suddenly just like found out that he's a little bit racist. But
When
I
they get
still,
when he got dementia and he started talking some real shit at those family gatherings, didn't he?
yeah. But still remember the good times, Paul.
Yep, that's it.
He's your old grandpa who's been bedridden for 25 years, and you've cared for him, and then all of a sudden you've presented him with a
Golden
ticket to a
ticket.
chocolate factory, and he's jumped up.
I've got a golden ticket.
As a matter of fact, Grandpa Joe, I would have loved to have taken you, but I've just, in hindsight, in retrospect, thought about the situation. You're a fucking asshole.
You're a fucking
Remember that
asshole,
time
Grandpa.
Grandpa Joe, remember that time I was keeled over, vomiting in the gutter, and I said, "Can you go get me some Voltaren?" And you were like, "No, I'm stuck
no
in
legs."
bed, Charlie."
You're like, I'm bedridden. What part of that don't you get?
Jesus.
Yeah, I was.
Practice, and I needed someone to come and pick me up because it was raining, and you said I'm bedridden, and you didn't come.
Fuck, I'm keen to watch that movie after this, eh?
I did have a couple quick questions, or really just one. Out of genuine interest, like I'm late. I'm a late bloomer with my interest in the Beatles, so I'm going through the whole thing, listening to everything I can get my hands on. That includes stuff like this, Paul McCartney, right? So I've been listening to early Paul McCartney, and turns out it's really good. There's a lot of good stuff. Is there something in his later in his career that you guys, as hardcore fans, would be like, oh, in 2015 he did this amazing thing? Is he well past his use by date type thing? Is he still capable of putting out something good?
He comes and
He is
goes.
about to release Paul McCartney 3 in December, so we'll find out.
Interesting.
That'll be the real litmus test because it's all him, all written, all produced, all played by him.
Yeah.
Right.
And this will be that no one's getting in the way. This is exactly what he sounds like.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're about to find out. But yes, there are
And
some.
you'll hear the rest of that album on next year's episodes of 1001 Songs Naked on Our
The
Time.
entire album.
It's there's some interesting stuff in his career. Like he teamed up with Elvis Costello for a little while to sort of get that John Lennon-esque songwriting partnership thing going on. And
Love
then he
Elvis
did
Costello,
like
though. Love Elvis.
he did a few like
Quite
throwbacky albums, and yeah, it's an interesting career. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe if you like the podcast. Tell your friends, because the more people you tell, the more people listen to this, the more songs we do, and make
The
some
more
money.
Brendans we get to, and the more Brendans kill.
The more Brendans kill everyone.
If your name is Brendan, please write in for your free Brendan Kill Someone t-shirt.
If someone hit us up and was like, "Yo, I'm Brendan, can I have a sheet?" I'd make him a shirt.
Jibs
If
will make
your
it.
name's
Jibs will make it.
Brendan
Be right.
and you're looking
Yeah.
for a way to kill someone,
Thanks, guys.
tune in next week and we'll sort it
Thanks,
out. for you.
guys. See ya.
See you later.
I'm not.
ding ding ding
So you
ding 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 ding. Ba 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 ba.